Good.
Oh my God.
Oh, dog. I love you, dog. I love you, dog.
Let's go. Let's go. I'd like to thank everybody for taking the time out of their night for joining me right now. Real Bread Life, RBL everywhere. Facebook is Real Bread Life with two E's. Instagram is regular old Real Bread Life. TikTok is Breadville. Most of you are watching on YouTube. If you are watching on Instagram, I just want to apologize because I cannot work both platforms at the same time. So I am controlling the chat mostly on the YouTube, but I will click back and forth at times for the Instagram just to give it a look. And again, if you are there, I apologize. If you're watching me on YouTube, I appreciate you and thank you for supporting, subscribing, and sharing the information. I want to just be clear to everyone that when you email or if you message me, I don't have a large team of people that are helping me or supporting me in on these platforms. So most of the legwork gets done by me or one or two other people. So at times, I get back and sometimes I don't so rapidly. But for the most part, what I would like to say is that eventually we will get back and respond and answer and give you the feedback that you're looking for. I want to give a shout out to Wesley for being patient with us with the information. We do have it and we're working on it. I want to give a shout out to Mel. She was on me and Brandon for about good 40 minutes and we were able to answer a lot of her questions about a specific bread route out of the Ohio area. So again, hey Percy, what's going on? Thanks for
Not much.
joining.
How you doing?
So we shout out to my man Mike. We were able to finally link up, get things done, and move forward with the route acquisition process for him as well. So just I say all that to say it's working. We're answering questions. We're helping to line people up. Sharing the information over the last couple of years has been paying off. And I say that got Percy on the screen, and Percy was one of the first in-person people that asked me questions. And at this point, he's more than a year into his route, working the route that he's had now for the company he's working for. And he's had a level of success in it because he's still doing it, if I'm saying that right. Am I right?
Yes, you're correct.
All right. So yeah, again, thank you so much for jumping in. How was your week?
It was all right. It was better than last week. I can say that for sure. For
Okay.
sure.
So what was the thing last week that held you up?
Just we're having problems at the factory because we switched locations from where we transported our bread from. Before it was in Providence, but now it's in Lincoln. So they've been having problems like cutting our products and stuff. They're getting used to the switch. So it's expected.
Right, right. So
Yeah.
okay. They'll figure it out and those things happen.
Hmm.
So it was a rough week last week, a little smoother this week.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
And for me, what I always say with those type of things is those are the things that are out of our control, right?
Hmm.
So we don't have any control over those things when it's logistical errors and situations when companies from the warehouses and transporting the bread and to the depots and things like that.
Huh?
Hmm.
So the thing for me was today was one of those things where I got to the depot a little late, or the sales center as they Joe always tells me to reference it, the sales center. And I was a little late, but actually on time because there was a late trailer.
Okay.
So if I been on time, I would have been standing around twiddling my thumbs like the rest of the people.
Mm-hmm.
So I was actually right on time. So it worked out well for me. How you feeling, Brandon?
Good. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm all right. For people that are watching or haven't seen, Brandon is back now. So we're glad he's back.
Basketball season's over. I am back.
Basketball season is over.
It is, man. Catch me up to speed. What did I miss?
Yeah, no, so what I was just actually talking about the week, just waiting for you to get in and if any other people were going to be jumping in at any point. So I was just talking I just was thanking people for supporting the channel, like and subscribe and things of that nature. And also I was hold on one second. I don't know if I'm okay. I'm on. I don't know if I was just giving people the information as far as the what we've been doing as far as the questions and answering the questions, telling them to be patient if we didn't get back, letting them know how we were just on a video chat with some people that had emailed or messaged us, and we were giving them the information. Just so happened that the other gentleman happened to call me as we were on that video call. We were able to give him some information. So everything I was telling, I was just speaking to everything that we've been doing for the last couple years is coming together at this time right now. And again, I thank you because you were one of my early in studio was that interviews. You, Bob, even with like I was saying, how I met Percy and talked to him and got him going, and he's still working in the business. So that was it. When you say getting you up to speed.
Okay.
And the title that I put on today was to answer route related questions, whether it was about buying, whether it was about anything that you had going on in your route. And that's what I wanted to do today for anyone that would be in the comments or message us or be on the live. And Percy was just telling us about how his company switched warehouses. Is that what it was? Wherever their distribution was coming from. And so they were having some issues with getting product. And I know that from speaking with Los last week. So he was just saying now this week was a little better, right?
Yes.
So you don't have to thank me, man, because I appreciate what you're doing. We always want to get everybody involved in this business if we can. So,
right.
Percy, where is your depot and like where you're at? What's your territory? All that.
All right, our depot's in Wallingford, but my location where I work at is in the Fairfield County area.
Oh, you're a Khaleesi guy. I remember
Yes.
you. Yep. Yeah, mm-hmm. I did. I remember you. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. I had to catch up.
Okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Percy's the guy who does he keeps his phone that way. I tell him if he turns it the other way, he would be bigger on the screen.
Like this?
But it's okay. Look at you. There you go.
There we go.
Welcome to the party.
Yeah. Percy, we need to get you out of Khaleesi and put you into a bread route, man.
Yeah.
How do you feel? What do you think about that working independently for yourself, P?
It doesn't
Nervous?
sound bad. It doesn't sound bad at all.
Do you have access to turn a light on you or no?
Yeah, actually. Is that better?
A little bit.
A little bit.
I see you squinting. It's not good for you.
Yeah, right. It's like right there. But
it's okay. It's all right. All good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, it's all good. Yeah, it's a little brighter. You just were a little dark. Yeah, so go ahead, Brandon.
Sorry. Hold on one second. So, Percy, why are you still a Khaleesi? let's get you an independent route, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It don't take much, man. Let's
You
get
said
your
what?
route. You'll
I
make
don't
more
think he's
money
ready yet.
for less hours.
Mm.
Mm.
Okay. Okay.
It would stop
I
you from
think.
driving up and down the coast.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, definitely.
95 sucks.
I know. I do it every day.
I know you do.
Every day. So yeah, but I'll take that into account for sure. We can definitely talk more after this is over for sure.
We can.
Mhm.
Dog. Stop. Sorry. My puppy's tying up. My puppy is pulling on my sleeve.
Leave it.
Dog. Stop. Sorry. Live. I apologize.
So one of the things I was gonna I wanted to ask about, and I think I was talking to you earlier this morning. I was talking to Bob that loads his truck next to me. The Burger King thing. So they're direct shipping as far as our company. How long was that in the works, or is that just something, you know?
We have no idea. I assumed
Yeah.
for a while.
Right,
Unfortunately,
because it doesn't just happen overnight.
no, it doesn't. So you're talking about contracts and people negotiating, all that kind of stuff. So I would assume it was in the works for quite some time. Oh, sorry, dog.
Leave it.
Sorry, my dog, man.
Yeah. So why do you when something like that happens? My question really, I think, is what is the process from there? Like if you have that on your truck and you come in one day and they say, hey, you're not doing the Burger King anymore. We're just going to give it to them ourselves. Do they have a recourse from that? What can we do? Like, what does the person do? Not me. I don't have it. So what does the person do?
So I'm like you. I don't have a Burger King at all, or like some guys have multiple Burger Kings. I really don't know the answer to that question. If you're a new buyer, like you just bought a route and you have a couple Burger Kings on it and you paid for them, I would assume the company, I hope that the company would reimburse you for the money that you pay for those. But when it comes to like somebody taking over a Burger King or something like that, especially when it comes to the company, I don't think there's much we can do.
Right.
I mean, it sucks, but it's it's a one-way thing. So if you look at your contracts, we really don't have much to stand on. You know what I mean? Because it's part of the contract.
Right.
But it's definitely not a good situation for somebody that has multiple Burger Kings and they lost them. But if you're a new guy, I'm assuming they have to make good. But I really don't know. I don't know how that works.
Oh, okay. Yeah, your picture's gone again. You know.
Sorry, man.
No, I don't know why it always knocks you out. It's been doing that since we were on the other
I
we were on
know.
the chat
Hold on,
earlier.
give me a couple seconds.
Yeah.
My picture's out.
Yeah, so Percy, I know you don't know what was happening. So, you know, we all deliver. Like I used to have
Do that thing.
on the strip over there across from the BJ's, the Sonic.
Yeah, the Sonic.
So I used to deliver to that Sonic. And what happened is the Sonic cut us out and they started getting direct ship from another company, or I think it's our company. They're getting it frozen or something like that. They were getting frozen bread now and they stopped the fresh bread.
Okay.
Right. So what's happening now, the people in our company, you're good, Brandon. I see you. The people in our company that were delivering Burger King's buns,
Mm-hmm.
what our company decided to do, or Beambo, the parent company, they're direct shipping them right now to Burger King. So everybody who had that account on their trucks lost it.
So they're just cutting you guys out of basically all of the fast
They're
food.
cutting them out, and now there's no middleman. And what is happening is a lot of companies are figuring out ways to direct ship things. So in our company, well, the partner company that we deal with, our partner, they bring the Takis to the stores now themselves, whereas we
Yeah.
used to have them on the trucks.
Mm-hmm.
And some people still do, but there's a lot of accounts where, like my Big Y, they have the Big Y account. I don't deliver to Big Y anymore as far as Takis are concerned.
Okay.
And so they're cutting out a lot of the, the independent drivers now with some of the accounts. And, I guess their ultimate goal is to create accounts for company routes or what is it? One truck routes, right?
Yeah, something
That's
like
their
that.
goal.
Mm.
But the problem they're running into is there's so many old school contracts with some of the older accounts as far as the guys that have been grandfathered in from 25 and 30 years ago that they're like, nah, we don't like that plan.
Mm. Okay.
So that's what's going on. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Am I saying it right, Brendan?
You are.
Okay.
You are.
So yeah.
I mean,
And that's what's happening. I guess their restructures are going on all over the place and in different industries everywhere. So bread is no different.
Mm.
And I could
and
be saying it
restructuring.
wrong.
No, you're not actually. The
And
restructuring,
yeah,
it's not
yeah,
working. You know what I mean? So
right. Well, at least
definitely not in the
their general plan and again, this is way above the level at which we operate. But I think
above our pay
everything, and not
grade.
everything. Yeah, right. Well, it's not, and it is. Well, I say that for this reason. What happens is in every industry, things look good on paper, numbers add up well, and it sounds good. So it looks good on paper, the numbers add up, and it sounds good in the meeting. But to get on the field, jump in the game, and run the play doesn't translate the same way they made it look on paper. Am I saying that right?
Perfectly.
Yeah. So, and that's what happens. You could draw up a nice play, but when you get on the field and run it, you still got to execute the play. And that's the problem I think they're having, or they had, and they just stopped and they had to rethink everything. So, I mean, they went into a whole thing with teams of people, and there was a whole thing that they were rolling out, and mid-roll they had to stop because it just didn't go the way that they thought it was going to go. And this I don't know if it's dead in the water, but at this point it's not going the way they thought it would go.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I'm sure somebody would like to pick up where they left off and get that going, but it's just not happening the way they thought it would happen. So even with that being said, you work for a company, P, and Brandon's still saying, have you thought about independent operation? Because, it's still a good thing to be an independent operator
Oh yeah,
and
definitely.
to work for yourself or work with someone else in an independent capacity. I know because that's what I do. I've been doing it for quite some time now, and I know how it works, and it does work. So,
Mm-hmm.
so that's what's going on. A couple of the other things. So, what was it? I had that Burger King thing was one thing. You spoke about your your company and the things they're going through as far as the product. And we
Yeah.
had a late trailer today. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. We had a late trailer today as well. And those things happen. And what I can say to everyone is one of the things I always say is the point I try to stress, which is the part about, hold on. Hey, Shay, thanks for joining. I see you watching. Mike, I see you. Carrie, and I collect sports cards. Again, I said I would try to do my best to get back to the Instagram side, because I only can control one board at a time. So where I was going with my last previous statement before I gave the shout out to the Instagram people was this. We have so many different variables that come into play when we're delivering the bread, and when you're running a bread business or you're in the bread business, even if you're working for a company. And when I say the different variables and the things that come into play, so we could go into a few weeks ago when it was the snowstorm, and then it was the ice, and the parking lots are frozen. They're not plowing, they're not sanding properly, and you can't get in and out of the back of the stores. You got to back up with the milk, the soda, the juices, and all of the other vendors. And with that being said, the trucks that are bringing the bread may be held up, and there's a problem getting to the depot, getting in and out of the depots, and all of the products that half of them may get cut. You can't get in and out. Everything gets backed up. People wipe the shelves because they're anticipating the storm, but you can't get to the store to even put your bread up. So all those different variables, your truck's frozen, the battery's dead. So, I tell everyone to take all these things into account. The other thing I was having an issue with was they're having issues in the back of the stores. They can't put the product anywhere. The bread's in the way. The soda's in the way. And I spoke about me dealing with that issue. And after speaking with one of the people in the store that communicated with me, and this actually happened to be the day after I did the live speaking about communication, we had a very good talk. Lot of clarity on the issue, and what I found is it wasn't just me that they were having this conversation with. It was the soda guy. It was some of the other beverage distributors who were taking up so much space. And what that manager's concern was the feeling in the store that it was being used like a depot itself or a warehouse, whereas people were bringing so much product and they were just operating out of the back of the store when they're dropping skids and pallets of product, whether it was the stacks of bread, the juices, or the different soda vendors, and they were feeling like there was such a crunch and they weren't moving their products properly and in a timely manner. So I always say, I don't want to be lumped in with everyone else when it's a problem. I don't want to be part of the problem. So I got what he was saying and I understood it because I saw it for myself. So I appreciated us having that opportunity to talk and be clear. So what I did to show that I understood was I did cut my orders back, and that is reflected in the space that's being used by me, but it's also reflected in how the shelves are looking after I pack out, when I come back to pack out later in the day, and in the following morning when I pack out. So the carryover from the weekend is what's really going to show tomorrow, Saturday, and then into Sunday. And I did it not to make a problem, but to show that I can't cut the product down because it's not going to be enough. That's basically it. So I did what they asked, and I want them to see for themselves, and I want it to reflect in what it looks like they're going to see. So that's all. And that's what I just have to say about that. So that was just something I just wanted to talk about. And if anybody else was going through it, they could speak about it themselves. But yeah, so that was that thing right there. I know it was a little long-winded, but I had to show them what it looks like when you cut the orders down, because they just right away say, we can't have this much product. Don't bring so much bread. Anyone who's in the bread business knows you have to bring bread to sell bread. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's my story. P, you ever run into that? Any of the your accounts telling you have too much product in the store?
No, I ran into places where they told me I couldn't leave any back stock, but Not any places that say I have too much product because
Right. Well, yeah, and that's I'm sorry, and that's probably I didn't use that language. That's what all of that I said was leading up to that. You can't
gotcha.
leave back stock, and you only can leave one stack. And while I'm saying it, I'm not being clear. It's the private label that they're telling me this about, which is the cheapest bread in the store. And I don't like to sound like a broken record and like I keep saying the same old things, but that's what it
So
was. Yeah, so that's what it was. So we're good now as far as communicating what it is and what the expectation is. And
mhm.
I'm going to just bring what I need moving forward. But that's what it was. So, I think they're going to figure it out. So let me get my guy. Hey, Clinton, what's going on, good brother?
What's up, brother? How are you?
I'm good in yourself.
I'm doing good. I got a delay or something?
No, you're good. I can
Okay,
hear
okay,
you. It's
Yeah, no
just
delay.
I
okay.
can tell you're in the vehicle. There you
Yeah,
go.
what's up?
I see you got the light in your face.
Oh,
Mhm.
Emma, okay, so I'm trying to get it. Like you said, have it. Oh, shit. All right.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I'm
see it.
trying. Okay. What's up, P?
What up? How you doing?
Chilling, man. So, hey, my bad, Jerome. You were talking, right?
No, it's all good. I was just talking about the backstock issue, and I had a conversation with the guy in the store, and it went well. I was just giving that little information about how that went, and that was all. So thanks for joining. It was nothing other than the things we have talked about before. Asked Percy about his week. Brandon was on. His
Yeah.
computer kept picking him off, and so he jumped off. And I don't know
Yeah.
if he's
Okay.
gonna come back. But
You
me
know,
and Brandon been on here for the last hour and some change. We had a couple of video calls, video chats with some consulting we were doing, helping some people out, and all that went well. I was just giving a little feedback on that. A couple people, one of them was a pepper drought, one of them was a flowers route, and we also were
okay.
talking about a beanbo route. And your information you could have gave some about the flowers, and what we were telling the young man about the flowers route in our area, that it wasn't a good look for him and what he wanted to do and what his expectations was for the payments as
Yeah,
far as what the payouts were. But what we
yeah,
do know from even speaking with you and other people in your region, the flowers routes in the South are stronger and more return on your investment. And it just
yeah.
is what it is, you know.
And and,
And
and him to kind of just, and he's up north, so him to uproot his family and all of that, you got it might not even be worth it.
oh yeah, no. He was not looking to leave. It's just the route he was looking at up here. And we were just, we did the breakdown. Brandon did a really good breakdown of the numbers and the expenses and overall route operations and what it would probably estimated cost would be
Yeah,
versus what they're asking for the route and what it's going to generate. And from speaking with you and hearing numbers and things of that nature, we just know down near the routes are a little better when it comes to the company that you're affiliated with.
yeah, they are stronger here.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how Dave's Killer is. Dave's Killer, is that a strong brand? Is it stronger there? I know it's up there, but is it stronger
Yeah,
there?
no, they do. They love the Dave's Killer up here. They do. It
Okay,
does do pretty well. But it's not even that it's the bread. It's more or less most of the route operation, if I could say that correctly. And I
okay,
think what happens is, so, and this is just my take, but real quick, I just want to answer this question, then I'll go into my whole thing about my opinion. And that's all it is. But
okay.
so for Kevin Hall, Kevin, thank you for putting this in the chat. Can you use a trailer as backup if your primary truck goes down?
Dang right.
Absolutely. So you can use any method you want to move the bread around. How you load that truck and unload that trailer and unload it is up to you. I've seen guys that have had to use U-Haul trucks when their trucks went down and the back of the truck can't really reach the dock. So they would have to get the bread, off the dock and onto the ground and then load it. So I've had seen guys use trailers in our depot. Not a lot, but they have. And trailers in other regions are more common. They're just not that common for up here where we are. Not a lot of guys use trailers. But what I found is in the Midwest and in the South, trailers are a normal thing. Am I right or wrong, Clinton? Do you see a lot of trailers? I think I lost you.
Yeah. I can hear you, but man, I'm sitting here playing.
No, we hear you and see you fine.
Yeah, you know what's so crazy? I'm talking to you through the phone. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, well, yeah, I'm speaking to you through the phone. I'm trying to speak to you through my my headphones, but they ain't even. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so if I can, okay, you can hear me. Yeah. So you said we got actually technically we only got one guy at our depot that's actually using a trailer, but you know what? He was an ex-bimbo guy. So
okay, right. And again, I know I've seen a lot of posts on some of the groups I'm in, as far as the bread groups and on the Facebooks and things like that. And when I see people posting pictures, I see videos. A lot of guys use trailers. And there it is. Yeah, hold on a second. So, hey, Carlos, thanks for joining. I see you jumped in on Instagram as well, man. Appreciate you, good brother. So, yeah, see, in Florida, they use them a lot. So that's what I said. I know I've seen them down south. When I was on vacation, when I was in Orlando a few different times, and even in the Fort Lauderdale area, I saw some trailers as well. So I know they do use them. Just I don't see them that much up north. But so to answer your question, Kevin, you can absolutely use trailers. It's not a problem. How you transport the bread is up to you. And most of the companies don't care long as you service the stores, if I'm saying that right.
Well, actually, too, with flowers here, we got it has to be enclosed.
No, I'm not saying it. Yeah, you could. It just has to be enclosed. But a trailer, I'm talking about like a cover. A whole closed trailer, not like just putting on the back of like a car trailer. Like
if you do not specify that, man, dog, you have people like
again. Listen, man, I forget, and you might not have been on, but there was a time months ago, and I said I have to apologize because I assume everyone understands or knows what we're saying, and you can't do that. We can't do that. Man. So thank you. It has to be a closed, covered trailer. Yes, fully enclosed trailer. It cannot be open on the sides or anything like that. You can't throw the bread in the pickup truck and just go deliver it. That's not gonna work.
For short little like I got a pickup truck now. I got a pickup truck I'm in now, actually. And I took an hour trip, just I had to buy like 2 stacks from a like the I had the Olive Garden years back, and man, when those breadsticks, when they ran out or something crazy happened, I had to turn around and
You had to make a run.
Man, instead of using my bread truck, I get 8 miles to the gallon in that sucker, man. Going up the street with it. So I'll put everything in the back of my pickup truck. I'll put the 2 stacks that I need, cover it up, cover it as much as I can, and I'll get on the highway and bring it back, man.
I got you. Yeah, see, in Meriden. See, I see trailers sometimes. The Pepperidge cookie guy uses it. I thought that's where I saw it. Okay. So I've seen the guy with that and with that trailer. Yeah, and Kevin's laughing about the enclosed trailer. So yeah, thank you. So back to what I was gonna say, and we were talking previously about the differences in the South and the North when it comes to the flowers routes. Now, this is just me, my personal take. I don't want anyone to get offended. I don't want anyone to get upset. And I don't know everything. I just know what I know. And this is just my take on why it is like it is up here in the North. Now, this is maybe me just over the years looking at how things are and how things run. I think personally, over the years, when routes are transferred and guys come into the business, they're trained, they're shown how to run a route, and they're given the information about route operation. And I just, from my experience, and I came into this business over about around 13, 14 years. And before that, my partner that I work with now was delivering bread in the 90s, in the late 90s, going into the early 2000s. So I've been around the business for a while. With that being said, I also know how I was taught to deliver bread.
Oh yeah, you're right.
How I was shown the business, and my understanding of logistics, the level of education I gave myself in the business, and asking questions, the trial and error part of it, and learning to not cut corners. Now, the reason I'm saying that is this. Over the years, I've watched guys buy routes, learn the business or not learn the business, come into the business and think they know it all. And we know how that goes. Now, when it comes to the flour side of it, since I've been out here and flowers has become flowers, as if that even sounds or makes sense and is a thing.
Yeah.
And how that business has been building up, the guys that I've met early on that had the routes when I first started delivering bread were of a certain caliber and how they ran their routes. Over the years, I've watched the routes in the areas that I know. I've watched the decline in the quality of the running of the routes, if that makes any sense.
It does.
So the reason why I think the routes are a little stronger where you may be versus where we are is because of the people that got out of the business in the flowers routes. The people that came in weren't given that same level of training. So I think the people that are doing beanbowl routes have been trained a certain way, and it's a standard of the way that the bread needs to be delivered, servicing the stores in a certain way. And I'll give that some of that to Beanbo is what they tolerate and don't tolerate. And it's always a back and forth between a lot of the vendors and the company guys. But what I'll say is it's a healthy back and forth, because with that back and forth between the guys that own the routes and the company, you have a standard that's met. And you know what I'm saying? So that's where that level of quality is so high. And even with Pepperidge, what they allow and don't allow. And if you're not doing it, you gotta go. And Beanbowl's the same way. You're not doing it, you gotta go. And I think Flowers does that on a level, but they're still trying to figure out so much of it. And I'm saying region-wise. What I've learned is it's just different.
Yeah, you're right.
From the north to the south to the west to the Midwest. And I just think some of the standards are not similar across the board. You know what I mean? It's basically A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And what they're doing is A, B, 1A, 2B, C, D. They're switching it up, and there's wiggle room. And that's why it's different. So the standard is different in our area. And once they figure out to have a standard that's one way, then maybe it'll be a little different. So that's just my take. And I think I said a lot, but if you understand the business, you know what I'm talking about. That makes sense, Clinton?
It does. Because, Jerome, my bimbo guys here, I'm thinking they carry. So on your truck, you carry Entenmann's?
No.
You carry Thomas?
I do Thomas. I can deliver everything except for Entenmann's products on my truck. And that's what I was going to say. There's a stop or two that I have. If we sell it, I could bring it into the store.
Okay, so you don't sell Entenmann's at all?
Our sales center is where our Entenmann's trucks are, but that's the company that does that delivering of the Entenmann's product.
Oh, okay.
But everything else, if our company sells it, I can order it on the portal, and my Ion portal, I can order it and deliver it to a few of my stops. I can deliver it.
Okay, so
whatever it is, I can deliver it.
The Flowers guys, do they sell Tasty Cake?
Yes.
So it's flour. Okay. And they also sell like the Wonder on the same truck.
Yes.
Okay. Well, here the Bimbo guys they sell Edmonds, they sell Thomas, they sell Sara Lee, they sell pretty much everything off the same truck. Takis, they
That's
sell.
us. I do the same.
Okay, but
Except
you just don't
Entenmann's.
do the Edmonds.
No, and what's happening is, see, that's right before you came on. That's what when Brandon got popped off, he got kicked. He left. He was on here, but
Yeah,
what we
I
were
saw
talking
him.
about, which is the discussion we had months ago, we've had it last year. That's what Beanbo was trying to do. They're trying to work it so they could do a restructure and get everything on one truck.
Mm.
That's what they want to happen. They want everything on one truck, and what they want is what we keep having this discussion, and we could still keep talking about. It's not any crime or anything bad. Some of our guys that are in our that are independent operators, they've been doing this 25, 30 years, and the contracts they made that they don't have to switch or negotiate to do that. And the company can't make them, is what's happening. And I might be saying it wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm saying it correctly. They want them to do it, and some don't want to do it. And that's the issue. So if they want to, say for instance, you're in a territory where they say, hey, we're going to make this route A, B, C, D. We're going to do this product, that product, that product. This territory, you do this territory, you do this. All of it's going on your truck. And some of the guys are saying, nah, I just want to keep delivering Thomas product and just Thomas. Nah, I just want to keep delivering Arnold and Thomas. You feel me?
Yeah.
Nah, I like my Sara Lee Freihofer route and Arnold the way it is. I don't want to do Thomas. And that's what's happening. I don't want to do Takis. I don't want to do any cakes. I
Oh
don't
wow.
want to do, you know what I mean? So some guys are like, yeah, no problem. And some guys are like, nah, I'm good. I've been doing it like this for 25 years. I'm going to go another 10 like this.
Well, you know that's not going to work.
No. It works because this is what, and again, this is the issue. It's a contract. My contract's my contract. And until, there's just, it is what it is. You know, it's like, just look at it like an old record contract that someone signed and they're locked in it, or a production deal. They're locked in it.
They always
go back to good times. They weren't making a lot of money. They didn't have a contract for the reruns that going to run for the next 40 years and make money.
True.
Right? Seinfeld does. Jimmy Walker didn't. You know what I mean? So
I got you.
The contract.
So right now,
so that, I know it's not the same, but it's my point is the contract.
Well, you know, I was talking to a Bimbo guy, I was talking to a Bimbo guy this morning. And he was telling me he came from Florida, and he's in my depot. But he was telling me that they're actually doing drop shipments now with you guys. And they started it all. They're doing it in Columbia, South Carolina. They're doing it in Florida now. So all the product is being shipped to the store direct. You guys typically still own the territory, but it's a percentage base that you guys are getting, because you guys are not, you're not using your trailer anymore. You're not using anything. You're driving your personal vehicles. You're going to the store, and you're putting up the product, and your buybacks. You leaving, you're putting out, you're doing pretty much the same thing, but you're merchandisers, but you're also ordering, but you're not doing any delivering anymore. And that's what's actually going on right now. I wish he would. He probably would not come in here. This guy probably has about five. He has about 5-6 different routes, and he came from Florida, came through here. He has 3 routes with Bimbo, and he has 2 routes with Flowers, and he's playing. But none of them is in his name, but he's actually, you know what I mean. But he's putting the money, so he's typically an investor. And he was just telling me what was technically going on now, because what I was also looking at too. So, you know, not to get political, but I was looking at these tariffs, right? And, you know, with, you know, you guys being, you know, even though I know it's U.S. It's Bimbo, because I was talking to him about it. Because it's Bimbo US, but you guys still, your home base is still Mexico City, Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I was also looking at that too. Would that be an effect? So even also too, me doing a little bit of research, you know, y'all had a tariff on your honey for some reason. It went up like 400%, right? That went on because you guys is the business is going on between Canada and Bimbo. Well, Canada and Bimbo, and man, I can go deep, but I don't want to go too deep because, like I said, if you're hearing anything and things aren't making sense, it's because like all of your shares and your stocks, everything is still based in Mexico City, Mexico. And right now, you guys are actually, last year, you guys did $450 million in China last year. So you guys are actually now in five continents now. So now, and then also it's a news feed saying, can Grupo Bimbo hold on to both superpowers at the same time? Can they hold on to America, North America's market, and also coming into the Asia market? Because right now you guys are in South America, you're in Europe, you're in North America, and now you're in Asia. So Beijing, China. Man, I always like to research the competition. You know what I mean? I look at the share. I look at it, man. I'm into. I want to know what's going on. You know, I want to know. I want to know why. I want to know what's. And so when I was digging into that, I was like, "Well, dog." So it's going to be very interesting to see exactly what the future holds.
Okay, so what I'm saying is this: you're asking, can they keep a hold on it? And I'm going to say yes, because I don't foresee anyone stopping eating bread.
True, that's true.
Bread's been around since biblical times. You said not to get political. I say not to get religious, but the truth is the truth.
Yeah.
bread is life, man. And,
yeah, it is. It is.
And I always say, I'm just using what God gave me.
Yeah.
And he gave me this bread to make this bread. And as long as we're around, this bread is not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And that's just is what it is. I thank you so much for that. And I agree and appreciate what you said. I agree with what you said and appreciate it, because you just said what I said a little while ago before you got on. This thing is global.
It's global. Yeah.
It's a global business.
Yeah.
It's a global business. And until not until, but a lot of times we don't recognize it as that. So yeah, it's not going anywhere. It's been here forever. It's going to stay here forever. And I don't eat it that often, but a lot of people do. And I'm glad that they do. And I'm proud that they do. So Carlos asked a question, and you said something about direct ship. He put this in the chat, bread or cake. And I didn't know what he was asking. But when you said direct ship, I could answer in this way. Before you got on, we were talking about the Bimbo right now is direct shipping to Burger King, the buns. We used to deliver them there, and guys came in, and now they just got the word that they don't have that account anymore. They're going to be dropping it off themselves. So that's what they're doing. And to answer your question, Clinton, he was asking about the direct shipment, and I'm pretty sure you were talking about both, right? Cake.
Yeah, there's bread. Cake. Yeah, there's right now. There's cake. There, I was talking about both. There's actually cake right now that actually is being direct shipped. I saw that with my own eyes. It was the foreign. They call it foreign here. It's a foreign brand. It's not Takis, but it's like the I don't know.
No, and that's what you're talking about is I'll say it's Barcel. That's what it is. I couldn't think of the name. It's
Yeah.
Barcel because that's with the Takis. That's the same guys in our company that bring that. They bring the Barcel, and that's what
Yeah.
it is. It's a whole line. And I'm gonna put a picture up next week. I took when I was on the West Coast. Man, when I tell you that this guy, whoever packed this store out, did an amazing job. He did. He did listen. This is probably like this is one of those pictures where what do you call it when it's like if you were doing marketing and advertising, this is the picture you want to use when you display your bread. He did a good job. I was impressed. I was impressed to the point where I took the picture. That's what I can say. It was that good of a job he did. So yeah, that was I'm gonna put that picture up when I get a chance. So back to the thing we were talking about. Hold on a second. Carlos put, okay, I believe New Jersey started that first with direct shipment with cake for Beanbo.
Yeah, it's if they Florida, do you know anybody? God, this guy, he's probably asleep right now. But he broke down everything because he still has guys in Florida. He sold a couple of routes out of Florida and came up here to South Carolina and got his kids into the business, got his two boys into the business, and they bought routes, so he's deep into he was like, you can't lose when you're funding both wars. I was like, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, no, I get it. And
both sides,
it makes a lot of sense. So yeah, the direct shipping is a way. And what was that? The other the cake line, Hostess has they've been direct shipping for a long time now.
They broke that
ever
up
since they whatever happened. I don't know if that was a union thing and they broke up before and
it was.
Yeah, so they've been so once that happened with Hostess, they've been direct shipping and the stores have been putting that up for a while. So that was one of the first ones that happened to. And everyone thought, oh my God, what are they going to do? They're going to go out of business. They're going to do this, that, and the other. And they just pivot. They made that pivot and they've been direct shipping and they've been working it out. So, and what that did was let a lot of these other companies know, wait a minute, we can do it like that. That's the way to go. See, it used to be the model was we don't have to do anything. We could just sell the bread and let these guys deliver it. And so what I think they noticed was these guys are delivering the bread. They're making a lot of money. We could hire people, pay them less, cut out the independent driver. You know what I mean? So it was just going full circle. And I think what they're gonna get back to at some point is realizing it's kind of in between, So I don't know.
They did that. They bought all the flowers routes back in California, so they are doing that. They brought all the flowers routes back. Every last one of them.
I think in all companies, they're researching and they're figuring out what works best for them in what regions. I think, like you're saying, regionally, every company is trying to figure out where and how it works best for them. Everyone's trying to trim the fat and make more at the top and cut and give less at the bottom. And we are at the bottom. As much as we feel we're not, we are. Am I wrong?
No, you're right. You are right.
So, and it goes back to the other analogy I just used a little while ago. We're the guys running the plays. We're on the field. You know what I'm saying? So
Corp and change the name. The Hostess.
Okay.
I never heard of it.
Yeah, no, but that's what he's saying, that they just changed the name. So, but so we're on the field and that's what happens. So, we're in the game. We're the ones fighting the war. And so we know how this battle needs to be fought. And that's what it is. So back to the other thing I was saying, again, there's no slight, or I don't feel anyone. So I want to just say this to be clear so everyone understands, and this will be on the record. So it's clear. I don't have a dog in the fight when it comes to all of the bread companies or brands. I don't own any of them. I'm not obligated to speak to one or the other as better or worse. But if I feel as though one is better than the other in an area as far as independent operation, or if someone's looking to buy a route, and I will never ever, I'm not ever choosing sides. I'm always at this point going to be a little biased with the company I'm partnered with, which is
Exactly.
Beambo. So that just going to be the truth of the matter. I'm never going to ish where I eat. You know what I mean?
Facts.
But when it's a issue pertaining to independent operation in the company, I side with the independents always, but I'm never gonna go against the truth. So that's just, I want to be clear. But other than that, all companies could get love and all companies could get criticism.
Yeah.
All, at the end of the day, it's about business. I want everyone to win. I would like for the companies to win, but not at the expense of an independent bread business owner. But I
Yeah.
want everyone to win in life. That's me. That's my stance. I stand by that. Where I'm at in life, that's what I want. Until someone comes to me and says, "We want you to represent this in this way," if it makes sense and I feel like it works for me, I will. But until then, it's open for everyone and it's fair.
Yeah.
Always. So I'm not obligated to anyone, but I do rock with the people I rock with, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Loyalty, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
In life, that's what I do. So,
Yeah.
I eat with the people I eat with, but it's nothing that's gonna make me say something that's not right. And I shouldn't have to explain that. You take it how you take it and run with it how you want to. You know what I mean? So with that being said, I just wanted to be clear on that so everybody knows it's not like this is a flowers bashing session.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or I'm pumping up Beambo or Pepperidge or Khaleesi. I rock with Khaleesi because I rock with Carlos. Carlos got my man Percy a job, and Percy is a 20-year-old man who is thriving in the business. 25. And he came in under my watch through Carlos that I met from delivering bread. I rock with Brandon. Brandon is my guy, but Brandon has bought and sold Pepperidge routes. He could tell me anything I need to know about Pepperidge, but he works with Beambo on a partner level now. So I rock with him. You know what I'm saying? So I understand that. I'm cool with my man Andrew, who does Martin. Since I started delivering bread, I met him. That's the Martin's guy. I rock with him. I got my man Hassan, who delivers the Mission product. Known him since he's been out there in the territory with me. You know what I mean? Good dude. I don't have a problem with Mission. I eat wraps sometimes. So I'm good with that. I'm just saying all that to say I'm good with everybody. And from the independent guys that deliver the baked breads out of the bakeries from New Haven that I see in the stores, my man Cyril, that's my guy. You know what I mean? We good. So I rock with everyone on all levels. There's no one that's better. You know what I mean? So I want to be clear on that. So, but if it stinks, it stinks. If it's good, it's good.
Have you ever had your bread sabotaged before?
Yes.
Oh,
yes. Yeah. I got a couple videos. Go to the channel and check them out, man. I've had bread in carriages squished. I've come in my aisles. I've had sodas on my bread. I've had my bread. I had one time a whole rack all taken and flipped and pushed the other way. And I said, did they spin this whole rack around? No. Someone just turned the bread around. Chavez, that's what it is. Thank you, Carlos. I appreciate that. So yeah, I've had I've had it all done to me. I've dealt with all of that stuff, and someone told me it's the cost of doing business. Okay.
Yeah, man, you ever imagine somebody with the most disgusting somebody? It's like they took their spit from tobacco, and that's what they did. They took their spit from. Imagine spitting in tobacco for, I guess a
The little cup
soda,
or something.
a
Yeah,
soda,
they're walking through the
and they
store
just
with the dip, and they're spitting in the cup, and they left it
and
on
they
the thing.
completely
Yes.
and just pour. Oh,
Yeah, listen, I've seen that. I've seen that plenty of times. And I recognized it because when I was younger, I played baseball and I used to chew dip. So I knew
yeah.
exactly what it was.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, in my
Yeah.
youth, I was one of them dudes. I had the gum, the dip. I've done all that. I have an interesting background as a child and an adolescent. But anyway, I'm familiar with it. Everyone doesn't know that. What's this? I found raw chicken, ice cream, open soda. Yeah, all that. Los, I
Yeah,
get
man.
it. Yeah. Yep. Nothing's off limits. And you know, it's funny you say that. People walk through the store, decide they don't want something, put it right on the shelf and keep it moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they eat half a bag of chips, half a box of cookies. You know what I mean? Half a banana. They ate an apple, left the core.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had somebody
Yeah.
completely taped my bread to the rack. Like
What?
they took their time, taped the bread. I'm like, all my bread was taped to the rack. So when I'm trying to grab it, I'm like, what the world is ripped I'm like, wow. How do you
Listen.
tape bread to a rack?
Yeah, man.
That's
It's
crazy.
crazy. I get it. So, hold on a second. So, yeah, that's interesting, man. That's so funny.
Yeah. People are disgusting, man.
I like to thank y'all for taking the time out and joining us. I like to thank everybody for taking the time out their night. Instagram got disconnected because we've been on for an hour.
Okay.
P, thanks for sharing. Clinton,
no
thank you
problem.
for joining.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you as always, good brother. Everybody else, Real Bread Life. TikTok is Breadville. Facebook is Real Bread Life with 2 E's. Instagram is Real Bread Life. YouTube, which you're watching us on right now, is Real Bread Life. Everywhere is Real Bread Life. If you want to get any of the apparel, it's at realbreadlife.printify.com. I'm pretty sure I'm probably saying that wrong, but go on the YouTube channel and hit the info, and you can find the information. I'm gonna post it in the community side of the YouTube page for those that want to know.
Yeah, I'm gonna get me something today. I'm gonna go ahead and buy me something, man. Give me one of them shirts.
I'm gonna put the link up there, man, in the community section. So you figure it out. I appreciate everyone. That's all I got for now. Stay blessed. Keep stacking. RBL everywhere. So